What's up everyone, it's Woody. So today is going to be kind of a different bit of a video. I'm going to be opening my new camera that I've been super excited about since it launched on the 25th. I just got mine in. It is October 30th and I'm just now getting it open. Thought I'd take you guys along for the ride. Stay tuned. If you're like me and you're trying to record on a budget, keep things kind of small while you're starting out, you're probably going to start using some of the more common and less expensive camera options. I've been recording primarily on a GoPro Hero 7 Black for most of my videos, with a little bit mixed in from my camera phone and a little bit from some Canon Rebel products. So I decided to upgrade to the Max because it gives me a little bit of ability to reach more around me to see what's going on. I did already remove the tab before my wife mentioned someone might want to see this. So we'll see if this gets posted or not, but I just figured it would be good to capture this. Opening the box, you see the common setup for the GoPros. We've got our GoPro mount here. Comes with your thumb screw and your clip. And we can see from the box it doesn't have anything protecting these lenses. When I was looking, I did a lot of research and decided on this. I was torn between this and the Insta360 1X. When I found out this was coming out, started looking into it, and even though it's a little bit more expensive, $100 more right now, it was really worth it for the biggest point being, I'm already used to GoPro, how it works, love the product, and it's been something I've been using with very few problems. On top of that, the fact that it's going to be a little bit more rugged, as well as it seems like there's more availability of add-ons and accessories. So going with the GoPro was a clear choice for me. In addition, like if you saw one of my recent videos, the Piedmont Drift video, sometimes I'm recording where it's muddy or it's raining or the weather's just not going to be perfect. Something like this is going to give me a much better protection. So the $100 just for the waterproof option was completely worth it to me. A lot of the things that we do with Raleigh, you don't know what the weather's going to be like. So this was definitely the clear choice for me, and the $100 was well worth it. The clarity on the other one seemed to be a little bit better, but I also heard rave reviews on the GoPro application that they actually use on the phone. So when I found out that the application was that much easier to use to edit your video, I just couldn't say no. So I ended up going with this route. One of the things I saw repeated over and over in most of the videos that I saw is when you get the 360 cameras, because your lenses protrude from the side, it's real easy if you set it down to scratch your lenses. And the Insta360 1X didn't really have a lot of options for that. But when I saw a couple of other things that this came with, I got to be real interested in this. So we'll go over what this is in a minute, but first I want to get to the items that help protect those lenses. So it comes with a carrying pouch, and inside of that pouch it comes with plastic lens covers. So if you're out recording, you can put these on there and it helps protect your lens. So if you drop the camera, you're going to damage a lens that's replaceable. And if I remember correctly, I heard you can get 4 or 6 of these for about 20 bucks. So to have a disposable cover for your lens to keep that safe was another huge benefit that I just decided GoPro was the hands down winner. It's small stuff like that that really just got me. And from what I was seeing, they also come with protective covers for when the camera's not in use. So that you've got these black lens caps that you just toss on there, and now you don't have to worry about scratching your lenses when the camera's not in use if you have to set the camera down. So that was a huge, huge thing to me. So inside of the box we also have the battery. I have already ordered the extra battery and double battery charger kit, but it looks like those are already back ordered until sometime November, December. So I'm just waiting for that to come in. Apparently these batteries last about 45 minutes, probably closer to 35 on average use, but I wanted to go ahead and get an extra battery on the way for whenever that's available. You've also got your curved helmet mount that comes in there, and you've got your USB-C charge cable. As far as paperwork goes, We have the Max protective lens instructions, GoPro Plus, which I did end up getting for this camera, quick go instructions, some notices and warnings, help brochure, your obligatory GoPro stickers, and your safety instructions. So I'm not going to go over these right now. I'm hoping that this camera changed one of the things I'm not a fan of for the Hero 7. In the Hero 7, you're limited to using 1 amp chargers so that you don't overcook the batteries. So I'm hoping with the newer iterations they've moved up to where you can use a 2 amp charger, because the 5 volt 2 amp is just much quicker at charging typically. So I'm really hoping that's going to be one of the things that we found out. But we've got everything open there. I did end up going with a SanDisk Extreme card in 256 gigs. When you're looking for your memory cards, make sure you look for something that's got V30. So I went ahead and went with this memory card, but I'm gonna go ahead and switch cameras and kind of get into putting this together and firing it up. I'll try my best to keep this in frame. One thing that I saw is they have a safety lock. So if you move that up, it's locked, and when you pull down, it unlocks so that it's not going to pull down without pulling on this tab. And that's just a little bit of an extra add-on to help protect that. So we'll go ahead and insert our battery. Insert our memory card. Lock that in place. And here we can see we've got our intro languages. So I'm going to choose English. And one other thing that I've heard about with the newest GoPro is their GPS is a lot better than it was on previous devices. Apparently with GPS you can actually track some of your telemetry, so you can see how many Gs you're pulling, the speed that you're traveling, and all of that you can actually overlay onto the video. So that's kind of exciting, and I'm really looking forward to playing with that feature. So we're going to leave that on. And now it's telling us to go into our GoPro app. We're going to see if I can try to capture this. We're going to add a new device. It's searching for camera. All right, and we want to connect to the GoPro Max. And it looks like we're at 28%. We're going to call this Woody Cam 360. And save that. Now we are going to update the camera. And I will pause and we'll come back when that's done. All right, so there we see the updates complete. Went through pretty quick and only took about 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes. So time was pretty good on that. So let's go ahead and see if we can go into Control GoPro. Protective caps are good, but as you can see, it's a little work to get them off cleanly if you don't have nails. And it wouldn't connect, so we're going to try that again. All right, there we go. Now the menus on here seem to be fairly intuitive from what I've heard. But you can change your view level. You can change the settings of the camera. So now we're in 360. Once you're in 360, you can change which camera you want to use between front and back. Menus seem to be real intuitive to figure out what you're doing. Back to camera, and again, you can switch between front and back. Having this is really handy. I heard a lot of people complaining about the Fusion and the Insta360 not having that view. So having that's going to be great, especially if you're looking at using this for a vlog camera, so you can actually see yourself instead of just hoping you're in frame. That's one of the big benefits I've heard people brag about. Another thing they added on here is little flip down pieces that are apparently a type of metal that are easily removed and replaced that you can buy replacements for. So if you're like me and kind of rough on the cameras from time to time and you end up breaking one of these on the plastic case, you don't have to order a whole new case. So that's a huge benefit also. But yeah, I'm going to take some time, play with it, get used to it more. I'm really looking forward to a couple of videos. There's a Cars and Coffee this Sunday. I'm going to be able to play around with it a little bit and practice some of the editing. And then the following weekend is when they have that night drift over at Piedmont Drift in Julian, North Carolina. So that's when I think this is really going to start to shine and show its value. So I finished up all of the recording on the unboxing and decided I wanted to throw in a quick clip just to show a little bit about the camera and my first impressions. So I did go through and test to see how long it would record, and it lasted about 75 minutes total on 100% battery. It shut down after about 45 minutes for overheating, and then it lasted another 25-30 minutes before it actually ran out of juice. Another thing that I have learned in playing with it, you can charge on this camera while you're recording, which is a huge benefit that the GoPro 7 didn't have and makes me really happy. There's also some changes to the audio. So the audio has 6 microphones all the way around and one on top. So you've got a shotgun mic that actually faces both directions, which is what I should be using right now. The other thing on charging, you can charge the camera while you're using it. And in addition to that, I mentioned earlier in the video that it used to be a 1 amp charge only. They have moved that up to a 2 amp charge. So that makes me really happy because it means it's going to charge a bit quicker. Real nice. It seems like it charges pretty quick. I haven't timed the charging cycle yet, but it is faster than it used to be. The application is easy to use. So if you're going through with your phone, or actually you can download the app on a Mac as well, you can actually edit the audio video, or I'm sorry, you can edit the video and everything on there from the Mac or from your phone. The one downside I have found on the phone is, with me specifically, I do have trouble getting it to render video on my phone if it's more than about 15-20 seconds. I'm pretty sure that's because I'm running out of space on the hard drive on my phone, so I'll have to play with that more, clear out some old files I'm not using anymore and see if that increases, because I suspect my rendering errors are coming up as a result of the fact I'm out of space. I also mentioned earlier in the video that they have added some GPS telemetry that you're supposed to be able to overlay onto the video, and I haven't been able to figure out how to make that work. So we'll see if I can get that sorted out, because I can't find anything on there. It says that you should be able to see a GPS logo when you're recording, and I haven't seen that yet. So I don't know if I've got something wrong in the settings. I need to play with that more and figure it out. Overall though, it seems like it's been doing pretty good. The 360 mode is cool. The application is easy to use to stitch something together. I just kind of recorded some mundane stuff just to play with the app and see how it worked before I go out and use it in a couple days. Right now you can see how the camera does in low light. You can hear how the microphone works. One thing I will say is the charging door is removable on this camera, so you can charge the camera while using it and not have to worry about that flap door just kind of hanging open. Unfortunately, your battery and your memory card are on that same access door. So if you're recording while you're charging, the biggest downside you're going to see to that is going to be the fact that everything is open. So if it starts raining, you've got risks of all that. But that's the same thing on any of the GoPros as far as I know. If you have any questions, let me know. This isn't sponsored by GoPro. They didn't send me this camera. I paid for this camera out of my own pocket, so if there's anything that you want to know, let me know. I'm not going to do anything as far as seeing how far I can take the camera to failure, because I'm not going to go ahead and try to save up the money that I have to replace this. But if you want to know anything about functionality, how the app works, anything like that, shoot me a question down in the comments and I will do my best to answer those as soon as possible. So back to the other part of the video and the unboxing. So like I was saying, this is going to be a really cool addition to my tools. Trying to keep up when I'm doing action sports, following vehicles and everything of that nature can be really difficult when you've got only a narrow field of view. The wide angle has a tendency to give you much more of that fisheye where you have things curving around the edge, so I prefer the linear view when I can remember to use that. And when I want something that's a wider view, I just deal with that distortion, so to speak. With this, you'll still have some of that, but you can actually change the location for where it's following. So let's say if I'm at a drift event, I can follow one car going through the course and just pan through to keep track of that same vehicle, and then I can recut that clip to get the next car instead of following one car and missing anything that happens over here. So it's something really exciting to have something like this. It's going to be a great tool and I'm really looking forward to it. The Piedmont Drift is going to be the first chance I'll really get to play with this to its full capability, and I'm looking forward to that. But the Cars and Coffee that's coming up this weekend, that's going to be where I just kind of get my feet wet, learn some of the features, play with it. Don't know if the footage will be usable or not, but that's the great thing, is just learning the new technology and learning how to make it work best for my needs. There's a lot of cool features they've added in. There's lots of reviews out there. Everything I've heard says that the application that comes from the GoPro app to edit the footage is super intuitive, very easy to use, uses keyframes to go through and monitor that. Haven't played with any of that yet, but just from everything that I've seen, people have been bragging and raving about how good this product has been just in the little time we've had it. So I'm looking forward to it, really excited to have it. I've been like a kid at Christmas checking outside the door every hour to see if it's here yet. And now that it's finally here, I'm gonna go ahead and start playing with it. So hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned, and I hope you have a great day.